Hello and welcome to Animal Rights, the Abolitionist Approach Commentary. I'm Gary Francione. This is our 19th no frills, no bells, no whistles commentary concerning the abolition of animal exploitation, the failure of animal welfare regulation, veganism as the clear and unequivocal moral baseline of the animal rights movement, and creative, nonviolent vegan education as the cornerstone of animal rights activism and advocacy, and the principle of ahimsa, or nonviolence, and its role in all of our advocacy efforts. Indeed, its importance as a general matter. If you think about it, the problems that we face with respect to non-human animals are problems of violence. In fact, most of the problems we face involving humans are problems of violence. Racism, sexism, homophobia, all of these things are problems of violence. We are not going to solve problems of violence with more violence. Violence only begets violence. I'd like you to think about the animal rights movement as a new peace movement, as an all-encompassing peace movement, as a movement that includes all sentient beings, and that recognizes that the only way we're going to shift the paradigm is shifted away from violence and toward peace. In this commentary, I am going to talk about a topic that a number of you have asked me to speak about, which is the topic of how do we talk to non-vegans about veganism. And what I'd like to do in this commentary is to discuss with you 5 principles that I find helpful in thinking about talking with non-vegans about veganism, and I will share them with you for whatever value they have to you. And then, based on the feedback that I get from you, I can do future commentaries in which I address specific questions that you have or issues that have come up in your own vegan advocacy. I'd be happy to do that. But in this commentary, I will, as I said, share with you 5 principles that I think about and that shape my vegan advocacy and have for almost 30 years now. And then I will let you respond. Okay, let me say from the outset that the biggest impediment we have to educating members of the public about veganism, people who are not vegans, talking with them about vegans, and I'm talking about people who are eating all animal products. I mean, we're talking about people who are eating meat, dairy, everything else. The biggest problem that we have is, unfortunately, the animal welfare movement and those people who claim to be vegan but do not want to promote veganism as a moral baseline and instead promote happy meat and flexitarianism and all that sort of thing. This is extremely problematic and makes our discussion with people very difficult, because when we are talking with them about veganism, what shapes their thinking is the fact that these animal organizations are promoting non-veganism and telling them that happy meat and happy eggs and happy milk and all this other stuff is okay, is good. And so that is a barrier. I mean, many times people say to me, well, why don't you just promote veganism? Why do you continue to criticize these organizations that promote welfarism and happy meat and all that sort of thing? And the answer is, unfortunately, part of the discussion with people about veganism is debunking this nonsense promoted by these welfare organizations that happy meat and happy eggs and happy milk and happy torture and all of this stuff really represents a significant improvement and allows them to discharge their moral obligations to animals. So why, what's veganism about? I mean, if I'm eating happy eggs, isn't that enough? Or, isn't that really a great step in the right direction? No, it's not. No, it's not. And so I want to share with you 2 things that have happened just in the past, basically half a day to me. Because these things happen every single day, and I'm sure that they happen to many of you as well. Last night I was in Whole Foods, And I take that back. All of the small health food stores that once existed in this area are gone. And one has a choice between Whole Foods and Trader Joe's for organic products and other things that people like us consume. And so I was in Whole Foods, and I was at the checkout. I actually have the number of conversations I have with people, both checkout people and people who are standing in back of me. The number of people, I actually view trips to Whole Foods as educational experiences in terms of, that's a place where I do vegan advocacy. I do it in the classroom, I do it in various public lectures, I do it on podcasts, I do it in books, but I also do it at the checkout line at Whole Foods. So I was standing there, and I had my stuff on the belt there, whatever you call it, and I had a number of cartons of this coconut milk fake ice cream. I guess I don't have it in front of me. I think it's purely decadent. I don't know. It's made by some company called Turtle Mountain in Eugene, Oregon, one of my favorite places, so I had a number of cartons. I'm not going to tell you how many cartons I had because it's a little embarrassing because I like the stuff a lot. And it's this coconut. It's the coconut non-dairy fake ice cream, but it's the coconut flavored coconut non-dairy fake ice cream. And so I had a number of cartons of this product on the belt. And a woman who was in back of me said, I've seen that in the freezer, and I really love coconut, but I'm skeptical about whether it could taste as anything like ice cream. And she said, "Is it good?" And I looked at her and I said, "No, it's fantastic." And she said, "Really?" I said, "Absolutely." I said, "Why do you think I'm buying more than one carton of it?" And she said, "It's really good." I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Let me be honest with you." I said, "I am a vegan, and I haven't eaten cow ice cream in almost 30 years. I said, so my recollection of what it tastes like is probably faded, to say the very least. It is faded." And I said, but my recollection is such that I cannot remember, in the days in which I was not a vegan, I don't remember ever having a frozen confection that was as good as this stuff. And then we stopped talking completely about the coconut ice cream. She then switched to the fact that I told her that I haven't eaten cow's ice cream for 30 years and that I'm a vegan. She said, "You haven't had dairy products for 30 years? And I said, "No." And she said, "Do you miss them?" I said, "Not at all." I said, when I first became a vegan, in 82, 83, I don't know, it was a long time ago. I said the choices, the things, the substitute things that you could get, particularly if you wanted to continue to eat processed foods, which at that time, unfortunately, I did. The choices were scarce. And I said, but the choices available now. I mean, you don't have to give up anything. You can continue to eat all the stuff that you want, including stuff like this. You can get frozen confections. You can get candies. You can get cookies. You can get cupcakes. You can get all sorts of things. And you can get fake meats and soy milks and stuff like that, and almond milks and whatever. And now by this time I'm checking out. And she said, "Do you have a few minutes and to talk with me about this?" She had a slightly larger number of things she was getting. And I said, "Yeah, sure," because one of the principal rules of my life, and I hope for at least some of yours, is never, ever, ever, ever pass up an opportunity to talk to somebody about veganism,